Okay. So I believe that I started out with my first coat, my base coat, being a little too dark. You can see kind of what happens. My shadows aren't quite dark enough. So now I added some more of the third shadow to my mix, and I'm gonna do one more shading before I do any highlighting. This has to be the most precise at all, because I'm just looking to get this into the deepest, darkest areas and feathering it out. A little dot at a time. I really don't want to mess up the subtle shading I do have. I just want to accent it. What I have noticed is that some of the intensity of the black fades rather quickly. So it might look rather intense, but then the colors fade pretty quick and once it dries. So you'll need to kind of deal with that. Here I'm using my Reaper Kolinsky 10-0. She's had a lot of painting the last couple of weeks. She's kind of tired. I tell you what, when I'm done these video sets, I'm taking a little painting vacation. Then I have to get ready for my Nova Open army. I'm finally going to finish my Lamenters, which I started last summer. What this is doing is creating more contrast to push the ridges of the armor out into space. You can kind of see it starting to happen on the fender there, the front fender. Not too much paint. You can always add more, but it's hard to get rid of it when you have too much. So I emailed Bear McCreary today. Bear McCreary is the guy that did the soundtrack for Battlestar Galactica and The Walking Dead, a couple of video games. Anyway, I asked him if he would compose me a theme song. I figured, what the hell? Maybe he'll laugh and do it for me. Cause I can't play any music. I used to play his music when I made my videos, but now that I have a YouTube partnership and all that, so I can't play any music that I don't own the rights to. Since I'm not a musician, I can't play any music unless I get it royalty free. So anyway, we'll see if Bear McCreary responds. He's got a YouTube channel, and I've actually got 3 times the amount of subscribers than he does. But we'll see. I'll be so flattered even if he just responds to me. I'll be happy. If he just laughs at me and says no, loser. No theme song for you. I just want a theme song, the Jawa song, something epic. If any of you are a musician and would like to create me a theme song, some kind of theme music, that would be freaking awesome. Come up with something and let me know. Something epic sounding. Listen to some Bear McCreary stuff for an example. I don't think I've done the tires on camera yet. What I've been doing is just dropping the dark into each of the insides of the treads, not really being all that careful about um, making a mess in there, but just kind of dropping the dark shade into the treads, doing a shade pointing right at the hubcap of the tire, just real fast, and then feathering it down the center of the tire. Doing the same on the other side. Dropping the paint into each of the recessed areas. Doing a feathering along the center with the tip touching the metal part, the hubcap. There. This brush is about spent. I need to find a replacement. Time's it? Oh, I can't see my clock. My eyes get fixated on doing models, and then I don't have any distance vision. I think it's 4:30. All right, well, let me finish up with this highlighting part. Then we'll see if Bear McCreary responds. More to come. All right, I still wasn't happy with the value range of that mixture I was using, that 50-50 mix. So I decided to go with some pure third shadow. And I'm finally getting the results I was looking for. This pure third shadow is almost black. And, I mean, my layering up to this point was so subtle that it's okay to now kind of throw some of this pure third shadow in to keep doing what I was doing. My painterly style is coming through. I tend to paint more messy. It's called painterly. Artists like to call themselves painterly when they paint messy. Did you see that effect on the foot? Hopefully you can see that fairly well. A little bit of black here in the back of the helm, and then I feather it forward towards the front. Not much left to do here with this color. The hand. All right. Okay, so that's it for shading. I'm going to let this dry and come back. Okay, here we are. So the first highlight is the base color mixed with a 50-50 level of the first highlight, which is called first highlight. And then we're going to use our fine detail brush to very precisely drag it across some of the corners. You really have to imagine where the light's going to be hitting it. And what I'm doing is just leaning the edge of the brush with the paint on it against the corner, then dragging it. That looks pretty nice, huh? Phone's ringing. Hold on, I'll be right back.